Hey guys, we had some class canceled today, so I just wanted to reach out to you with this video to help get you started. That's a photo of me right there, just so you know what I look like. Put a face to a name. I am your instructor, Thomas Adkins. All right, so I will start here welcoming you to the class and our Blackboard site, which you will use pretty heavily over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so let's take a look. You can get here by going to the URL blackboard.boisestate.edu. And what you should see here is besides your other classes, this class, which is BCOM201, meets Tuesday evenings at 6 p.m. You can click on that, and what I've done is organize our Blackboard site to have everything broken down by weeks, right? So here's our week 1, that's this week. Here is week 2, okay? And so on, right? Where I want you working and paying attention at this time would be week 1, week 2, as well as this admin folder up here at the top. If you click on this admin folder, you'll be able to dive right in and find the course syllabus. I've also added a couple helpful videos here on something that will help you this coming week, but you can download the syllabus and take a look at it there, right? So here we are, BizCom 201. Again, this is Tuesday at 6 p.m., spring 2017. And just familiarize yourself, take some time to read it over and understand what my expectations are in the course, what our learning outcomes will be for this course, right? And most importantly, I do want to point your attention to the university learning outcomes of writing effectively and communicating effectively as a speaker, right? So oral communication and written communication is primarily the big things that we focus on in this course. What I really want you to take away from is a strong ability in those areas, okay? So in addition to that, another important area would be the statement of shared values. I do keep track of attendance and participation. That's very important in business school, in my opinion. So I do keep track of those things. And part of your participation is based on your adherence to the university shared values. So I do want you to be familiar with these, especially when it comes to respect, fairness, right? I understand sometimes you have your individual circumstances, but we need to, be fair to others who have, come to class, who have done the work, right? And be, equal in our approaches in effort and precision in our group work, in our work as an individual. And we also just, need to respect each other as well as have responsibility and trustworthiness in the classroom. Okay, these are very important to me. Any violation of these shared values will impact your participation and attendance, or even your enrollment in the course. Okay, so please do pay attention to those. All right. This is important. Your course materials, developing a business case. All right, this book you will not need until week 8. It's only like $7 in the bookstore or on Amazon.com. It's also available in Kindle edition. Please note, too, that the textbook you'll need pretty quickly here, okay? And I will take this textbook, BCOM7, or what's listed on, Bronco Web right now, which is BCOM8. BCOM7 or BCOM8, I will take either one. So you can go into Amazon, for instance, and type in BCOM7, just like this. And it should be the only edition that you will end up finding. There it is right there. Oh, take a look at that. It's $27.98, and it's available on Prime, okay, to rent it, or new, it's even $60. BCOM 8 in the bookstore right now, I believe, is $70, okay? So it looks like you can get it for $60 here on Amazon. What I do want to point your attention to is that you got a little time, so don't rush to purchase, right? If you want to purchase something that's a little cheaper, but it might take a little while to get here, you got a couple weeks at most, at least until the start of week 3, okay? So what is that, January 23rd or something along those lines, all right? So you got about 13 days, because what I've done here is I've uploaded the first 5 chapters, and this will get you through week 1 and week 2. Again, I'm in the week 1 folder. I've uploaded the first 5 chapters, okay, of BCOM7. As you can see, chapter 5 is from BCOM8. So legitimately, I do not care which version you have, either BCOM7 or BCOM8. They're very, very similar, all right? You do not need the digital editions. This was something that was stated for the class. That was an administrative error that's being corrected currently. So just know you just need any version of the book, whether it's been, brand new or very, very used. You do not need anything digital, just that text, okay? Again, here you are, first 5 chapters, and so you have until about approximately January 23rd to get your own book. All right. P.S. I think this is illegal. I don't think I'm supposed to do this, so please don't tell anyone that I've uploaded these first 5 chapters. Let's just have like a non-disclosure agreement on that, okay? So there they are on Amazon again. Let's go back to our syllabus. All right. So here you have the breakdown of all the assignments, these readiness assurance tests. I want you to be aware that I want you to have that these will start at the beginning of each class, except we will be doing an online quiz here in week 1 and week 2. Okay, so, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But for the most part, these will be given at class. They're kind of a reading assurance test that you'll do as a team. We'll do a practice one next week when you come back, and then we will do a quiz over chapter 6. No, we won't. No. We'll just do a practice one next week when you come back, okay? But what I have here is the point breakdown of the semester up to 1,000 points, and then a percentage of all of, what percent of is that of your grade. As you can see, 15% attendance participation. That's obviously really important to me, as well as these readiness assurance tests. I want you coming to class ready, right? There is a teamwork element to this, which we will discuss when I see you next, okay? So let's drop down into the schedule. So how this table works is, here's the week numbers, right? Week 1, week 2, all the way up to week 15, right? Then this is how the columns are laid out. You do the readings before the class meeting. These assignments happen after the class meeting. Does that make sense? You're reading it from left to right. So this week, you didn't read anything. You were going to come to class this evening on 1/10, but it was canceled, right? But you still have this assignment called the instructor message. Typically, I have these due either on Friday at midnight or Sunday at midnight. Please check each weekly folder to make sure that you're up to speed on the expectations. Now, next week, as you can see, we have a lot to read. Chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which again are posted in the week 1 folder on Blackboard, right? So you can get started on that right away, and I would recommend you get started on that right away because there's going to be an online quiz, okay? I will not have an in-class quiz on this, but the quiz will be due on January 18th. That's going to be the Wednesday, the day after our first meeting. We're going to first meet on January 17th next week. And then the quiz will be due midnight on January 18th. And I will show you where that is, right? But it'll be over the first 5 chapters. It'll be worth 60 points. You can do it individually. You can do it with an open book, okay? It's totally fine, all right? Also next week, you'll have these 3 assignments here. The good news message, bad news message, persuasive message. You can get started on any of this right away, right? Just make sure that you don't read any of the book chapters about, the stuff, okay? We'll get into that week 3 as you start to perfect these messages. But that's essentially how this is broken down. We'll point your attention to that I will be kind. I did see that we will be landing on Valentine's Day. I didn't want to ruin anyone's Valentine's Day and have us, hanging out from 6 to 9 p.m. on Valentine's Day. That just didn't seem right to me. So I went ahead and I'm going to cancel that class as well. Okay. But we will have some things to do online. We'll do another online quiz over chapter 9 and 10, and we'll have a discussion board that we can participate in, in lieu of class. In addition, the only other canceled class that I have on the schedule is a conference that I'll be going to over in April. Okay, so that's April 11th. It's really far away, but it's towards the end of the semester. You'll have plenty to do, and this will be right after we actually wrap up a very large team project, and then you'll be moving on to an individual project for the last 3 weeks of the class. So it's actually a good time to not have class, to give you some extra time to work on your individual presentation, which will happen towards the end of the semester. All right. So that's just a quick and dirty overview of the course syllabus. Okay. So back to the Blackboard, right? Again, take a look at the week 1 folder first. Okay. Go ahead and download these PDFs because you're going to want to read these and take a quiz by January 18th. So that's 8 days. Here's a video on how to submit an assignment in Blackboard, okay? And then here's the first assignment that we will be doing, all right? So if you want to know how to submit the assignment, I'm not going to take you through that right now. You can just watch this video right here. And then make sure you're familiar with the rubric on what my expectations are for this assignment. Then go ahead and do the assignment. It's a very quick assignment. It should only take about 15 to 20 minutes of writing me a message, right? That you will then put it as a Word document and submit to Blackboard. Again, that's a Word document that you will submit to Blackboard, okay? So you can just click on it, right? See the due date, see that it's due this Friday, January 13th by midnight, and it's worth 10 points, right? And submitting it is just browse my computer and submit. But again, if you want to see a more detailed demonstration of that, you can watch that video. And that's all that's in the week 1 folder. So I'll take you over now to the week 2 folder in case you want to just kind of get a little stronger foundation going forward so we can spend less class time on this, given that we lost 3 hours of class time already. That here I always post what the weekly quizzable content is. That is, here's what you'll be reading, or viewing for the week. And that's what I want you to have done before you come to class that week, right? So here, it's watching a video and reading the first 5 chapters. Here's that quiz I was talking about. And again, this is open book. This is, if you know somebody in the class, you can work with a partner, and really, I think I've set the timer for 3 hours. If anyone feels like they'll need a little bit longer than that, they can reach out to me and I can set it to 4 or 5 hours. But really, you should just read chapters 1 through 5, give it a quick read, and then jump into this quiz, which you can't start and then, stop. Okay, you have to take it in one sitting. But I'm hoping that you take it in one sitting with your book. You go back through, you find the answers to the questions and things of that nature. Okay, so that should be a pretty easy 60 points for you. There's a couple of short answer questions that I want you to dive into a little bit. They're worth 3 points each, and there's 3 of them, okay? So look at that. Here's another video on how to upload an assignment to Google Drive. We'll be using Google Drive quite heavily this semester. I'll give you more of a tutorial when we come back January 17th, okay? But really, primarily, I wanted to give you kind of a heads up on some big upcoming stuff. Right? I didn't want you to be surprised when you walk into class on January 17th and you have a quiz over, 5 chapters, which is 84 pages, due the following day. All right. You also want to get that instructor message done, really. So if you want to stay caught up and you want to make sure that next week's not going to be super stressful for you, make sure that you go ahead and read chapters 1 through 5, right? Take this quiz, okay? Be ahead of the curve here, because really I want you to have read chapters 1 through 5 before you come to class. I was nice enough to post this quiz and have it due, the following day, just in case. But really, to be more prepared, to be sufficiently prepared, I suppose I should say, you're going to want to have this done before you come to class next week. Does that make sense? Yeah. So again, those 5 chapters, that quiz, jump into the week 1 folder, make sure that you've done the instructor message assignment by Friday, and that should be all that you'll need. I'll send out an announcement with this video right now. Again, that's a photo of me, Thomas Atkins. Send me an email at thomasatkins@boisestate.edu. Please do not send them to my student email, which is thomasatkins@u.boisestate. Don't use the @u, just send thomasatkins@boisestate.edu. All right? I'll send out an announcement, and hope you have a good snowy weather day. Take care.